been feeling a bit less confident lately, and through trying to get to the bottom of why I've been feeling this way, I've realized that my whole life I've been looking at confidence wrong. And I have a feeling that a lot of other people may be looking at it wrong too. The thing that's really been bugging me is that I thought I fixed this already. Until a few years ago, I had struggled with confidence and self-esteem for as long as I can remember. I don't think that I had any severe case of low self-esteem, just the typical amount of self-esteem issues that most girls and women will face at some point in their lives. But a few years ago, it started to feel like a real hindrance for me. I had all these things I wanted to do with my life, dreams I wanted to pursue, but my lack of confidence prevented me from even trying or putting myself out there. So when I was 21, I decided to do something about it. I went through a transformational self-discovery journey and started to develop what I thought at the time was true confidence. I looked in the mirror and found mostly positive things to say. I began accepting my flaws and even started seeing some of them as endearing, like the whole typical self-discovery, self-love journey thing. And it honestly had amazing effects on my life. My relationships were more meaningful and deeper, and I mustered up the courage to pursue my dream career and start this YouTube channel. So I thought I had the whole confidence thing on lock. But for the past few months, I've been feeling that confidence start to slip away from me again. I've been being more critical of myself, shrinking myself at work, and not leaning as much into my relationships. I've been mulling this issue over, and I think that I've figured out why I'm going through this. And I want to share my theory with you to see what you think. Okay, first, let's talk about what confidence actually is, or what I thought confidence actually was. I was first introduced to the concept of quiet confidence through Headspace, and it made me realize that real confidence isn't about thinking you're the prettiest or the smartest or the best. It's not about comparison at all. True confidence just means fully accepting who you are and whatever comes with that. Knowing that who you are exactly will change from day to day, and you can't control how people will perceive you or receive you. It's knowing you have the emotional resilience to withstand whatever life throws at you. For me, that was a life-changing definition of confidence. Believing that I'm the best or the brightest in the world has always felt like too big of a lift for me. So just being okay with who I am felt much more doable. But now I think that even though that definition is great, it's kind of incomplete. I think it's incomplete because it doesn't address that confidence is an emotion just like any other emotion. I think a lot of people viewed confidence as an achievement. You go through a self-love journey, or you get your dream body, or you win that award, or you grow that YouTube channel, and now you have confidence and you get to keep it forever. But really, confidence works like any other emotion. And I know two things about emotions. They are fleeting and they can be brought on by action, which means that although you can't do one thing today and expect to hold on to confidence forever, you can identify actions that help you feel confident. And to feel confident, you can take those actions. But in the absence of those actions for too long, you probably will run out of confidence. So I think the obvious solution is to stop viewing confidence as an achievement and start viewing it as a practice. So let's talk about some things I'm going to try to implement in order to start practicing confidence again. I've broken these down into 4 confidence practice areas, and the first area is emotional mastery. To me, emotional mastery means that I feel fully capable of experiencing the full spectrum of human emotions. There's 3 things that really help me practice emotional mastery. The first thing is therapy. When I started my self-discovery journey a few years ago, I went through therapy, and it was like my emotional awakening. And I feel like I worked through 21 years of stuff, because that's when I went to therapy, when I was 21. I think most people start therapy because of some crisis in their life. I think that's a great way to start therapy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm really interested now in treating therapy like any other area of healthcare, how you get a routine checkup at your physicians, with your gynecologist, with the dentist. Why not have regular check-ins with a therapist as well? We all know life isn't perfect and things happen every day. And even those little things can pile up over time. And it's always great to just have someone with an unbiased professional mental health opinion to help you work through the emotional baggage that it can leave behind. So I've started therapy again, and right now I'm going weekly, but I envision part of my confidence practice being that at least twice a year I see a therapist to just talk through things that I'm going through in my life and have like a mental health checkup. Next is meditation. I definitely think I felt the most confident in my life when I was meditating every day. For me, meditation has always helped me reframe my relationship to my own emotions and circumstances around me. It really helps me see that I can let things go and not worry about the future or harbor on the past, but really be present in this moment. Also, meditation always makes me feel a lot more empathetic to myself and to others, and I feel like it helps all the relationships around me and my everyday interactions with other people. I don't think that I'm going to meditate every day again, but I really want to pay attention to days where I feel like I could really use a meditation and probably implement it into my routine at least a few times a week. Next is journaling. This is another thing. When I was journaling every day, I felt so close to myself and close to my emotions, but in a way that made them feel so manageable. To me, journaling just provides a safe space for me to say whatever I want. Journaling forces me to make sense of what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, similar to how when you have to formulate something in words to share or talk to another person, it does the same thing. I also think that going back and reading old journal entries makes me feel so empathetic and like endearing towards myself. I kind of get to see how like something that I thought was such a huge deal like a few months ago was such a fleeting thing in the grand scheme of time, and it makes me feel like, okay, although I'm feeling this way right now, I know that this will pass because so many other things have come to pass already. I feel like when I read my old journals, it just allows me to learn about myself in a way that makes me appreciate myself more and build confidence. The next practice area is around health and wellness. I've always felt that when I'm investing in my health and wellness, I feel a little bit more in control of my life, and having a sense of control over what you do and how you live your life, for me, it's always made me feel more confident. First thing is working out regularly. I try really hard not to conform to different body image standards, but I do think that the results of working out and looking strong just give you visual proof of how strong you are, not only physically but emotionally. Whenever you work out, like you're putting yourself through stress and showing yourself that you can do hard things, and I think it transfers to other areas of your life too. And I want to be more consistent with giving my body those challenges and tapping into my inner strength, I guess. I feel like over the past couple of years, my lifestyle has become a lot more sedentary. I'm no longer at college walking to classes every day or being a student athlete, and I work from home most days and I sit at a computer for most of the day. But I really want to make it a priority to get more steps in and explore different styles of fitness that work for me now and really make me feel strong. The second is eating healthy. Every kid has this idea that they're gonna grow up and eat as much junk as they want. And what I have experienced in the past few months of living on my own for the first time is usually when I pick up junk, it's not because it's absolutely what I want. When I'm starving, I just think of the first thing that comes to mind or the quickest thing to get, but it usually doesn't taste that good anymore or make me feel that good or feel energized. And I always feel the best when I eat really nutritious foods, get a lot of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and the only reason that I don't eat that is because I haven't been prioritized going to the grocery store or meal prepping or really just setting myself up for success in that area. So I really want to try to commit myself to grocery shopping once a week, restocking immediately when I run out of fruits and vegetables and all of the good things. So I don't just resort to junk or resort to eating out, because I know that I feel much better about myself and just feel better within myself when I actually fuel myself with nutritious, yummy foods. And it's not that I don't ever want to eat junk foods, but I definitely want my default to be nutritious foods and have the exception be a cheeseburger every once in a while. And the other thing that has always resonated for me within health and wellness is education and enrichment. I love TikTok as much as the next girl, but I know that when I scroll too long, I start to feel worse about myself. It leads to a lot of comparison or just getting emotionally riled up at someone's tweet that doesn't even matter. And it starts to feel like a really big waste of time that I can't like free myself from. And that definitely makes me feel less good about myself. I want to commit to replacing a lot of the time that I spend on social media to more enriching forms of pastimes. For me, I happen to feel like watching YouTube and watching TV or movies to a certain extent is educational as someone who creates videos, but I want to be mindful of how much time that I'm spending doing those things and also just being intentional about when I do those things. And I'm definitely trying to spend less time on social media. I actually deleted Twitter and I've replaced it with playing Sudoku. I feel like that still kind of satisfies my desire to be on my phone, but it's using that time to do something that's a little bit more like mentally challenging and probably helping my brain function in some way. So I'm definitely going to be looking for more Sudoku adjacent activities to replace scrolling online with. And I don't really think you miss anything. And I generally feel better about myself when I'm not constantly looking at images or videos of other people and subconsciously comparing myself to them. The third confidence practice area is glamour rituals. I think glamming yourself up, adorning yourself in things that make you feel like you look your best is just the greatest hack to confidence. Starting with clothes that flatter you. I feel like working from home, I can be so utilitarian with what I wear for the day, just like pants, shirt, get the job done, sit at your computer, get to work. But I always feel better when I see myself in the mirror or when I'm walking around and even have a color coordinated outfit on. Today I actually have this sweatshirt on from All Clouds. This was sent to me. Thank you so much. I matched my leggings and my hair bow to the blue on the sweatshirt, and even that just makes me feel more put together, and it makes me feel deserving of like looking good and being adorned and even having jewelry on. I want to commit to making it a regular thing to actually get dressed and put an outfit on every day and put something on that makes me feel excited and flatters my body how it looks now. I'm never opposed to an oversized hoodie day, but again, I want that to be an exception rather than my default. And I also want to give myself more opportunities to wear outfits that I wouldn't wear at home. So getting dressed up and going to dinner, whether that's a solo date or going out with friends or an actual date, and just being able to dress up and remember like, oh, I am that girl actually. Give myself the chance to do my makeup more regularly. When I do my makeup, I'm actively looking for what makes me beautiful and how I can make that stand out. And I feel like that's just such a confidence boosting activity, not even just the end result of the makeup, but the act of doing your makeup on its own. I'm sure every girl knows the feeling of like doing your makeup and playing up your features and just automatically going from feeling 0 to 10 afterwards. The next thing is also being able to play with those things. So play with different hairstyles, play with different makeup looks. I found that as I've gotten older, I've gotten, again, more utilitarian with my makeup, kind of as a means to an end. My hair as well, sometimes it's just like, oh, I need my hair to look good. I know these 3 things look good, so I'm just gonna do that. But giving myself the opportunity to express my creativity more through my makeup and my hair, and even just allowing times to like play with different looks, even if I'm not gonna actually wear it out anywhere. But just test different ways that I can do my makeup or do my hair is always so fun, and I feel like it allows you to see yourself in a different light than your regular styles or your regular makeup that you would do. And last for glamour rituals is investing in self-care. And everything shower is a lot of work, but you know, you always feel so much better when you do all of your kind of like maintenance things. I think sometimes they can start to seem like a hassle for me, like, oh boy, I have to go get a pedicure, or gotta shave my legs, or whatever else. But whatever your self-care routine is, it doesn't matter like what the typical standards of what you need to do are, but the things that make you feel good, I feel like making time for those is always worth it. Going through your 20-step skincare routine, if that's your vibe, and just really keeping up with your appearance, I think it just reinforces the message to yourself that you're worth it. You're worth putting all this work and time and energy into, and you deserve to be pampered by yourself. So I'm trying to commit to some form of deep self-care once a week, whether that's getting a pedicure, doing a face mask, or whatever it is. And the last focus area for my confidence practice is actually financial awareness. I don't know if other people can relate to this, but finances have always been a big source of insecurity or confidence for me, and it's not really dependent on how much money I'm making or how much money is in my bank account. It's more so just having awareness of my financial situation and a plan for however I'm going to achieve my next financial goal. Even in times where I've had like $50 and that's it, anytime I was aware of how much I was spending, how much I was making, and I had a goal that I was working towards, whether that was a savings goal, a debt payoff goal, a goal to earn more money, it's always made me feel in control of a really important area in anyone's life. I have a video on how I saved my first $10,000, and in that video I talked about how money is really a representation of your energy. Like, you exchange your time and energy and expertise that you gained through time and energy, and you receive money. And I feel like when you are aware of how your money is moving, you're aware of how your energy is moving in a way. In the past few years, I've had a lot of financial goals that I was working towards, obviously starting my career, moving out, buying a car, things like that. And for the past few months, I've been giving myself a break. And I think it's a deserved break. Like, I've done a lot of things. I can like sit and enjoy the fruits of my labor. But I also think just having some sort of goal to work towards and a plan for achieving that goal would be really helpful for me, for feeling like I have direction and clarity in that area of my life. And also making sure that I stay on top of my budgeting. The times where I have been most insecure about my finances have been when I wasn't budgeting and I didn't know where my money was going. Even if I wasn't making that much, or I wasn't able to save that much, just knowing what I was spending stuff on always made me feel so much better after I did the activity. I think in our heads, we always view things as worse than they actually are, but when you have it written down on paper, even if it's bad, you can figure out a way to improve it. And that feeling is priceless and really confidence boosting for me. So I want to make sure that I stay on top of bi-weekly budgeting every time I get paid. So these are all the things that I want to be better about staying on top of in order to really maintain my confidence and just feeling my best about myself. Let me know if you relate to this feeling at all, what you think about my theory, and even things that are in your confidence practice that I may not have mentioned. I'm sure we can all learn from each other in the comments. Thanks for chatting with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And in the meantime, don't forget to spend time creating. Bye.